Hey, how are we doing? Oh my God. That is so stupid. Ugh. Oh wow. Sunny in Michigan?
Yo, 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 yo.
No.
Damn.
And gifted.
Can y'all hear me? I have no idea right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Mic test, mic test.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up?
Might be tweaking
Let
right
me
now.
get a bit closer to the microphone here.
No, I can hear you. Never mind. That was me. I had
Okay, we're
my sound muted. I can hear you.
And
right as
gifted.
hell in Detroit. Yeah, what up? What up, Denver?
Bro, it's mad like warm outside
This-
today.
The sun is out in Michigan?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Nah, he lying.
Wow.
I'm so serious right now.
I saw the shadows on his face.
Yeah, no. Look, see that? That sun
I
right
ain't gonna lie.
there.
The sun is out in Toronto as well.
It's still cold as hell outside though. That's cap.
Nah, it's warm. It's warmer.
And it's icy.
It's still cold,
icy.
but
It's opposite day. It's raining here, but it's sunny in Michigan and Canada. All right.
It'd be like that. I just want to say, I woke up this morning. Ray Young liked one of my
Yeah.
tweets saying, "Thanks," or you know, not thanks. Salute to Trey Young. That's how bad last night was. So
who's Ray Young?
he's Trey Young's father.
Hey man. So crazy, man. I had a dream last night that Steph dropped 60 against one of the worst defenses of all time, and we still lost.
That's a
But,
crazy dream, bro.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
So
looking forward
what?
to
What
the.
happened yesterday?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What?
You dreamed about basically what happened yesterday.
I don't know what you're talking about for real. What?
No, because he said he had a dream that Steph dropped 60 against the worst defense.
Yeah, that was a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that shit happened, eh? I ain't gonna lie.
I remember that happening.
Oh, so we just that's what we do today? I didn't get the memo. That's my bad.
I mean, like I
We played
had
the.
like
The hell?
yeah, Denver. It's crazy because I also had a dream that like during the game KB left and was talking shit about Steph and you know went to
I
go
don't
talk
know
shit. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
what you're talking about. We played the Grizzlies yesterday, so I don't know what.
We did play the Grizzlies yesterday. I forgot about that. This is true.
Mhm.
This is true. Yeah.
Look, listen. Okay.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I had a dream that KB went on another site that wasn't Twitter on Knitter just to call Steve Kerr the R word. That is
Yeah,
that's also a dream I had last night.
I had to. I ain't gonna. Allegedly. But listen.
That shit not alleged. That shit was not alleged. No. No.
Listen. Look, bro. Welcome back, playback type shit. No, let me stop. What's good to the people of the Goldblooded podcast? You know what I'm saying? It's KB. Well, yeah, it's KB. Episode 4 of the Goldblooded podcast. And what a week. What a week. So to recap, I think we actually finished the week on a positive note. We finished 2-1, surprisingly. Does not feel like it.
No.
By any means at all. I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. Genuinely, because it's like I'm trying to think as to where I could start off and where like it went wrong, but I don't know. But we could start off with the first game of the week. I believe it was Philly.
Yeah.
Good game. All in all, good game. I thought and that was the game Embiid went hurt as well. Got injured. and it was an all in all feel good win for the. Oh wait, hold
Hi
on.
guys.
Hey, Haley.
I don't think this is her first episode, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is Haley's
Not
first episode.
with Denver, but not with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well,
But
yeah,
my first time on Playback with you guys, so shout out. But keep
Yes.
going, KB.
No,
I'm here
It's
specifically to see you lose it. So let's get this. Let's
No,
get
Oh,
this
we'll
over
get to
with.
that for sure,
For those of
Haley.
you who don't know, this
Okay,
is Haley.
okay.
Haley was a member of the Goldblooded podcast when it initially started on Player's Choice. But now they're on Playback. She's also on here as well, so she'll be here. Haley said it was good to the people, man.
What's up, you guys? Recognize a few of you in the chat, but for those of you that I don't know, appreciate you guys having me on. And yeah, this is good. I have a lot of questions. I'm not gonna lie, I've missed a few Dubs games. I've been working a lot, but obviously caught the big moments. And of course, we only have a few more. What's the date? It's the 4th. We have 4 days until maybe something happens. So of course, I want to get your guys' thoughts on all that. But yeah, okay. Let me have a little hope. Let me have a little hope.
Let me have a little hope.
But KB, do your thing. I want to hear it.
I'm not. Don't worry, chat. You know what's crazy? I thought like yesterday when I'll get to the Atlanta game, but when it happened, I genuinely thought I'm gonna hop on today's pod and crash out. But like I'm a lot calmer than I thought I was gonna be. But but listen, right? To go back to the Philly game, from what I remember, it was like about a week ago. I thought Andrew Wiggins, most of the guys on the team defensively, I think played like pretty good. It was like a controlled environment where the Sixers were crashing the glass a lot, getting a lot of second chance points, but the Warriors were able to like keep them at bay. And I thought like with no matter how many runs the 76ers thrown at us, we actually played pretty well. From what I remember, I knew Kuminga had a solid game as well in that game. I just thought it was an all in all good like team win where like most of the guys came in, played their role properly. You won the game pretty comfortably. It felt like I was talking to Denver about it during the game. Like it felt like a feel good win, like a controlled game where like you didn't really feel like there was any time where Philly might actually come and like take this game. You guys could give your thoughts on the game as well, but yeah, that was a pretty good game for the first game of the week.
Yeah, the Sixers game was an interesting one, man. It was such a wild game to see because it just kept showing us again and again that Kuminga has officially arrived with his new role. He's actually getting more minutes and he's actually dominating basketball games. So to see him, continue that energy in a pretty big matchup, I thought was pretty fun to see. But it's just been such a crazy week. We won, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. As Haley said, there's 4 days until the trade deadline. I think the Sixers game was a pretty good game, but it just feels bad to not be able to sustain momentum. Because literally, if we win last night, which we'll get to last night, we're 22-24 and not 21-25, which feels so far away from where we want to be right now.
And I feel like that the Sixers game was actually one of the like reasons as to why we're a little bit more hesitant to be making moves at the deadline, because that was one of the few games this season which Andrew Wiggins was actually able to provide anything of value on both ends. He was 23 points, 3 steals, 8 for 10 from the field. Like there wasn't really a whole lot that anybody really did wrong. Steph only missed 5 shots. And that was, keep in mind, the game without Klay Thompson on the floor. And so you had that when Corey Joseph 13 minutes. But like even then, like you got everything that you needed out of your main group of guys. And so I guess that just instilled confidence in them. And so I feel like it was a big win just from that perspective, but obviously we'll get to what happens after.
Yeah, I agree with you. But for me, it's like we look at the totality. Yeah, we can come away. And for Steph, I always love to see him have a good game. If anything I can take away, it's always Steph having a good game. At least I can sleep a little bit better at night. But like the totality of the season, we're trash. So every win almost is forgettable because of how bad we are. And I'm over it. And like I've said this all season. I've said, okay, this has to be like rock bottom, the way we lose these games. But yet every next loss, it gets progressively worse and worse and worse. Even last night is a new font of the same loss, right? Where we have a 60-point game from Steph, and yet we end up losing the game. And it's just, I don't know, it's tough. So I'm trying to take the positives, but it's hard to when we're just looking at a black hole of the playoffs, and I don't think anything positive has come from this season. Like if we could say, oh, we went out and got this person, but we're still a season away, or oh, we made a big move, we're gonna trade Clay and Wiggins, but at least it's something different, then maybe I could get on board. But it's like we're just in this stagnant place, and it's like, what do we do from here? There's no direction. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's like some of the perspective that I was what's it called? I was talking about yesterday was that, bro, like 4 years ago, if you got 40 out of Steph, that meant that you won by 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
Now
on,
you get
KZ,
60.
let it
It's
out.
like, did you win?
Let it out.
Did you win with 60? No.
It's crazy because I said the same thing last year.
30
where
of
it's
the
like,
last 45 points.
I don't understand it. Like this happened last year as well, where he was like offensive. We've seen the start that he had to start last year, and we were all like gassing and saying he's playing amazing basketball. But all his career nights, all his crazy games, all his like third quarter stretches, like every single one of those iconic, usually like Steph comes out blazing, shot making is insane, and the Warriors win, just results in losses. And the losses are like, it's tough because you see him just like outplaying thoroughly the opposing team's defense. Like just the shot making ability that he has when he's on, to me, is some of the best I've ever seen in my life, genuinely. And you have that on your team, and you see him do that night in and night out for stretches, obviously, and you still wound up losing. And to me, it's like, do you not have like any respect towards like the team in of itself, let alone just Steph? Because it's like you see him doing what he's doing. He's doing stuff where he should be doing it in a 20 game sample in the playoffs. That's what he should be doing there, being heavily on ball, heliocentric, Steph-centric offense. And you keep going to that, but you still lose. And it's because of adjustments. And I'll get to like the problems with the adjustments, because there's a certain man on this team that I truly believe, outside of like certain players regressing, is the reason where we are today. And I'll get to it a little bit later. But moving on, the Memphis Grizzlies game, I thought that was another solid outing from everyone as well. I think that was Kuminga's. Kuminga had a really good game that game, from what I remember. Like again, he's been playing amazing basketball. Interesting stat: Steph and Kuminga had a stretch where they scored 20 points consecutively for 6 games straight. The last time someone was done that with Steph was with KD. That's the last time someone did that. I just want to put that in perspective for people who are saying that. For me to say that Steph needs another top 35 player is a bit outrageous. The last time he had a consistent 20-point per game score, essentially, was when Kevin Durant was on this team. And that goes to show you I don't want to say the amount of offensive load, because I don't want to obviously take away from the other guys, but it shows how much responsibility he has offensively to be able to put this team where it needs to be. But back to what I was saying about.
Wait, he never did that with Jordan Poole?
Never did that with Jordan Poole.
Dever, come on, Dever.
You remember? To be fair, though,
I was thinking of like the start to the 22 season.
Okay.
To be fair, Steph like did start off really hot, and Jordan Poole was putting him like 17, 18. And then Steph like got in a slump, and then Jordan Poole picked it up, and then Steph was out for injury.
Yep.
Jordan Poole took over. So like that, I guess you could say they didn't really get the chance to, but that doesn't change from the point. The fact that he hasn't had a consistent 20-point per game score on his team for 5 years. Like I just don't know what to tell you. That's just a bit crazy. But for the Memphis game, Kuminga played outstanding basketball. That was definitely the player of the game for me. I remember Steph had he was just really passive, and I was saying during the game, like, he's not probably going to get off this game at all. And again, another controlled win, another win where it was a little shaky to start, but you gained control. You were playing good defense. You played against the Memphis Grizzlies with essentially nobody, like just Jaren Jackson Jr. That's pretty much it. Every single other vital role player or co-star or the best player on the team in John Morant just wasn't even available. So that should be a game where I come in and I expect you to win, but expectations are in hell. So like I can't really expect that, to be honest with you. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that game as well, because yeah, that was another, like, to me, another controlled win.
Yeah, but I feel like I wasn't really as hyped about that win because it's like, bro, we're supposed to win that game. I mean, even in this horrible season that we're having, it's like, bro, come on. They got literally 7 people that can play right now. So, I mean, but then again, you did lose to them a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. It was like a weird kind of game for me. But Jonathan Kuminga did his thing again. 29 points, 11
29
for 15.
points.
11 for 15 on 1 3-point attempt. And that was in a game where Steph is like passive, as you said. He only had 20, was 6 for 16, even wasn't really even hitting his shots when he was taking them. B-Pod's 14 assists, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 14 assists.
Almost
2
had a
steals,
triple double in that game. Yep.
Wait, I have to ask you. You guys saw the clip where he was like, "I think my game mimics Draymond's game,"
Yes.
and then Steph's reaction, he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
That was so. I think it's cute though. Well, not cute, but I think it's cool to see. I think Draymond has definitely had an impact on Brandon, and obviously has worked with him a lot. But I'm like, I don't know if that's quite the person I'd compare your game to, but you know. I respect it.
He does put up dangerous stat lines where he has 8 points with a dangerous, like, woke up feeling dangerous triple single, man. So
that's what I'm getting scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's what KV was talking about. Like when he was just watching him play, like in the last couple of games, he's like, "Why is he playing like Draymond right now?"
Yeah,
now we're seeing it.
He literally was, yeah.
Nah, because I'm like, bro, you're a 6'5" guard who can handle the ball and shoot a pull up. You're nothing of Draymond Green. Like that's just not what Draymond Green game was. It never has been, never will be. I don't understand why do you want to play that? Like I get maybe defensively for sure resemble around Draymond because he's an elite defender. So I can understand that. But offensively, you should not be trying to revolve your game around Draymond Green. That's not what we need right now at all. Like that's just not what we need by any means. I need a guard to come in and be aggressive,
and actually shoot the ball. Yeah,
shoot the ball and help Kuminga get to his spots. You guys can literally be the backcourt. I said backcourt, the duo punch for the Golden State Warriors off the bench, and you want to play like Draymond Green. Now I don't need you playing like Draymond Green, bro. You're a 40% 3-point shooter, a legitimate spacer, can handle the ball, can shoot it. Draymond Green can't shoot floaters. You can. You're not Draymond. I just like the comparisons aren't comparing right now to me. I ain't gonna lie. But like when you said, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say 100% KB. But the defense, like that's what we always talked about Jordan Poole and what he lacked so much. He didn't even attempt to defend. I mean,
he didn't even try. Yeah,
that's just a whole nother.
Respect the hands.
No.
I will not. I will not.
No, I won't. That ship has sailed. But no, I love the defense, like the defensive mind coming from Draymond, and obviously, you know, trying to mimic that. That's good. We need more of that. But yeah, where's the offense? Like, where's the offense coming from? And that's why when we talk about like, oh, we could possibly get DeJounte or this or that guard, like we're not getting a big. I like Warriors Twitter needs to just understand that and stop talking about it because it's not going to happen. The best we would get is a wing, and even that I think is a stretch. So yeah, so like what we have now is what we have to work with, but we're gonna have to get another scorer. You're definitely right, KB. I agree.
Or just play the big that we already have on the roster more than 5 minutes a game.
Hey.
Facts.
We'll get to it, Gifted. We'll wait. You know, like we gotta get a little bit of I can't even speak today, bro. God. Anticipation. My God, bro. My processing today is cooked, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Today? Just kidding.
Nah.
I ain't gonna lie. Fairs.
I'm sorry.
Fairs.
No. I know. I mean, all of our brains are fried from the absolute chaos we have to keep.
Fair. That's why I'm saying fairs because my brain is most definitely fried.
I know.
I agree.
Okay, we're done. Yo, I love how like I'm saying like, yo, my brain's fried today. And you guys are like, yeah, for sure it is. Like, no doubt. Like, not even like, Kevin, you're good. Don't worry. Nah, that's crazy.
In the game,
listen,
you need size and rebound.
Thank you to Tank for putting that in the chat because I would like to actually get to this. Now, the Atlanta Hawks game. Before I get into what I want to get into, right? Steph had 60 in a game where he was shooting 9 of 20. I vividly remember him at one point shooting 9 for 20. And for the rest of the game, or at least in the fourth quarter, because I don't remember how many shots he took and made in the OT. I think Denver knows, but he proceeds to go for his next 10 shots. Sorry, Denver, what did you say?
I'll get it for you.
He shot 9 of 12 in the fourth quarter with a career high of 22 points. I have every single shot in front of me right now.
So he scores 22.
Shot 3 for 5 in overtime.
22 in the fourth quarter, shooting 9 for 12. And you said how well did he shoot in OT?
3 for 5.
3 for 5. Okay, so he
8
was
points.
12 for 17 in fourth and overtime. 12 for 17. Damn near a career high. He was 2 points shy of tying his career high. And I thank God every day he didn't touch it. I'll be honest with you. I thank God. Reason being is because I don't want him to get 63, 64 and lose. Like, that's just like, to me, that would hurt more. Like, if you have 55 and lost, I'd be like, all right, 55, cool, double nickel, you feel me? 60, cool. Could you imagine if Steph had like 72 and lost? My God, I wouldn't be able to open the Blue app for like 5 days until like the timeline had just been cleansed with someone else.
That's the ultimate agenda. What are you talking about? Nah,
I can't, because it would help my agenda with the top 35 thing, but I can't see him drop a high career. Like, bro, I can't. No. Like, that would hurt me too much. I ain't gonna lie. But one thing that is a positive to look at this game is the people who are saying that Steph isn't the caliber of player that he once was, is regressing by the means immensely. Now, do I think that he's regressing somewhat? For sure, because he's getting older. He's not going to be the same player he was at 28. That's just that's just a fact. But the fact that I was hearing like Jason Tatum's better than this guy, AD is better than him. I was hearing some insane talks with Steph Curry, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. People, when Halliburton was on his run, and I was gassing Hallie a lot, people were trying to throw Steph under. Is Steph better than Halliburton? Like, it was getting really bad. Even I'll go with it. Even the SGA stuff. And I think SGA's been having a better season than Steph, for sure. His team has been playing a lot better. He's an MVP candidate. But do I think Shea is just a better basketball player than Steph Curry at the moment? I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. And I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing, putting up these performances to let people know what kind of offensive player he still is in this league. Because I don't care who the defense is, what rank the defense is, he is still capable of going out and putting a high amount of points up on extreme efficiency, night in and night out. And I can definitely trust that more than a lot of like other guys in the NBA. And I'm genuinely happy that he's going on this stretch and actually letting people know, because I don't know. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong as well. I feel like even for me, I might fall into this. I feel like people like become really overreactive in terms of like stretches and plays of basketball. And like when they see a player playing well for a large amount of time, they want to like leap them into things that are just like, it's not feasible. Like, you shouldn't put him there. Or opposite, like a bad stretch of basketball, and you just shout, like, you push him down as far as you can. You feel me? Like, I just feel like people are really overreactive with that, especially like Twitter and like the guys that we know in the community as well.
Yeah, I feel like some of our fan base was guilty of this during the great slump of 22, when I think it was around like January or so. People started coming out and saying he's just not that guy anymore, or like things like that, or this is just who he is now. And then obviously we know what happened later in the year of 2022 of our Lord. But yeah, I feel like it is just overreacting to seeing what they're seeing in front of them at that very moment, rather than just trying to use that to actually, what's the word here?
Justify, back up, maybe corroborate.
I would say like use that to actually come up with a more grounded take, I would say.
Okay. It's a good little word salad right there. I'm gonna be so honest, man. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Steph's been disappointing for the majority of this season. And a lot of it is not his ability as a player, but his tendency to stand in the corner and do nothing for Corey Joseph, to not want to score more than 5 points, sometimes even 3 points in the first quarter, consistently until now. And he's playing like a much better basketball player now. Obviously, the roster construction isn't to his benefit, but his floor game this season has been pretty bad for his standards. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad choices at times. But I think that this shows more than anything, maybe if we had a better roster around him to where he wouldn't have to, try to sacrifice to make X or Y player better, he looked like a better player. It's just funny watching that game last night because he's literally not missing a shot. He went 9 for 12 in the fourth quarter, consecutive made baskets over and over and over. And this is with Andrew Wiggins not playing in the second half. This is with Jonathan Kuminga fouling out in overtime. We cannot get a rebound because the defense, ironically, wasn't as bad in the fourth quarter. But when you don't rebound the ball and you give a Hawks team that has DeJounte Murray, who's going to get to the free throw line, Trae Young, who's going to get to the free throw line, and a bunch of shooters opportunities over and over, you're going to lose the ball game. So not being able to see Trace play any minutes outside of 9. That's right. He played 9 minutes last night, and he had 5 and 5 in 9 minutes. To see him not get any type of look as a shot blocker when our offense is just Steph, we're going to give you the ball, do something. And he was doing something is such an L for me to have to sit there and witness. It was very, very tough. Like, I literally have his shots right here compiled because this is what he was doing last night. Claire, I'm not sure how much of the game you caught last night, but
Always switch us.
Oh yeah.
You're good. Wait, can we watch them?
Yes, I'm about to pull it up right now.
All right.
All right, can y'all see this?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna press play. This is every shot he took in the fourth quarter.
Dude and Claire. Oh my goodness.
This is every shot.
Yeah, okay. He was able to get to the rim a lot. I mean, Atlanta is not good defense.
Because he was abusing their defense. Look at that. Hezzy layup.
And I feel like this is just something that he's been doing a lot, especially this season, is that he's been just trying to get guys going and just going in the flow of the game. And then by the fourth quarter, he realizes, oh shit.
Oh, it's just me now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
$47 with 2:19 left.
Lost.
Illegal screen. I see you B pods green. All right.
I see you B pods green. That's funny.
Like how
Like
after
that is
6,
so crazy.
How after 6 are you not all guarding Steph? Like they didn't make any adjustments. I mean, you can't really know what Steph's gonna do, but
This could have been the dagger, man.
I mean, to be fair, like I said, Atlanta's defense, they're very dumb sometimes.
yeah.
They waited until Luka had 65 to start doubling him.
Now we had to go to overtime.
Which aren't we like 1-6 or 1-6 in overtime?
Oh, listen, we have not won a overtime game on the road all season. We're 0-11 now in overtime games on the road.
Yeah, like once you know, just like the Lakers
2018.
game. Once Steph knew we were going to overtime, it's a wrap. Like it's a wrap. We won't win.
Okay. This shit. Oh man. Steve, bro. Steve Kerr. I swear, it's becoming like an ongoing cycle, genuinely, and I just don't understand it. Steve Kerr this year has been very questionable, to say the least, right? I think from a standpoint of rotations, it's been really bad for him. He hasn't been making the correct adjustments in game. He hasn't been putting out the right lineups. Hasn't been maximizing, the right guys on this team. And it's costing us games. And as much as people want to harp on Looney's regression or Wiggins regressing or Clay regressing, right? Or even Steph regressing to an extent. For some odd reason, Steve Kerr continues to get this just bye that I'm just starting to notice, and I don't.
He's got 9 rings, man. 9 of them.
And genuinely, wholeheartedly, I think he is the main reason as to why we would where we are, where we are right now. I think he's the main reason, right? And it's the simple fact because of adjustments and making the correct adjustments. Yesterday's game was so obvious what you needed to adjust. You couldn't have put it in a better form for Steve Kerr to see where he needs to adjust. Wiggins injured. Hopefully he gets better. Didn't come back in the second half. Kuminga fouled out, guarding Trae Young. Extremely tough guard. Some of the fouls were a little bit questionable, but we'll get to that after. He fouls out. You play 4 guards in a game where legitimately Clint Capella and I forget their backup big's name, and I don't really want to mispronounce it, but that other gentleman as well, were just rebounding the ball at an immense level, bro. It's crazy. I don't understand. You're able to get some stops, but you can't get a board because Draymond Green can't box out a 7-footer, and there's 4 other guards with him. No offense. Yesterday, Clay was beyond useless. There was no reason as to why he was on the floor so much. I would have rather seen Lester Quinones close than Clay. No offense. And to get to the main point, you don't play Trace Jackson Davis, who, to Gifted's point, only played 9 minutes. I thought it was 8. I checked before we started. I seen 8. I might have been wrong, but played 9 minutes.
Rounded up to 9.
There's just no way to me that in a game where you see Steph go for 60, you see Steph putting up 22 in the fourth, shooting 9 for 12, cooking the shit out of the Atlanta Hawks' defense. And you realize, okay, defensively, we can get some stops here. We're getting the ball to Trae's hands. They're getting shots up. They aren't really good. We can close out possessions by just rebounding, and you don't do it. And that's literally what was killing you the whole game. Second chance points, offensive rebounds, being able to close possessions. They were missing some shots. You just couldn't get a board. And you're talking about, Draymond Green is really the hub of this defense, which he is, but he's not the hub of getting defensive rebounds. You're begging guys like Jonathan Kuminga to go crash the glass more, but then not playing your center. You'd even play Kevon Looney, who, mind you, hasn't been good this year, but I would have rather seen him close so we could get some damn rebounds.
Kevon Looney had 10 rebounds in 14 minutes.
So put that in perspective.
14 minutes, yep.
Put that in perspective. How the hell do you not play TJD or Kevon Looney in this game? In a game where all your front court players are literally gone. They can't play. Injuries, fouling out. You already have missing guys on the roster as well. Your answer is just right, it's staring, looking at you, begging you to just put him in the game to close the game. I think in the 8 minutes, he had 5 boards. Or 9 minutes, he had 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them were offensive or defensive, but 5 boards in 8 minutes.
It was 4 defensive, 1 offensive.
So he was able to close out possessions for you 4 times, and you just didn't value that. In a game I can't say this enough, where you needed rebounds, you needed to close possessions, and then you wonder why Draymond Green doesn't look the way he looks defensively anymore. And then you wonder why some of the responsibilities that you're putting on your POAs are a little bit too heavy because you're asking them to guard, you're asking them to switch, play off-ball defense, and go crash the glass. Like a POA shouldn't be worried about having to go crash a glass unless you're playing a team that is really good at getting offensive rebounds. And okay, everyone go crash the glass. But you're putting too much responsibility on some of these guys. What do you expect Draymond to do? He's a roamer, and you're playing him against Clint Capella, who is a inside rolling big.
And just taller.
That's going to hinder what he does defensively. Can Draymond Green still get stops? Yes, for sure, because he's still that caliber defender when he needs to be. But you're hindering your best defender's ability to do his job by not pairing him with a proper front court positional player. Like, I just don't I genuinely, like, honestly, have no, like, words to describe what I saw yesterday. After every basket Steph made, they had an answer from second chance points. Like, literally, Steph would come down, layup, they'd go down the other way, miss, rebound, put back. Steph would come back, 3, take the lead. They'll go back down, miss, Jalen Johnson, put back dunk. Like, you just can't, like, no one's boxing out. There's nobody to go get rebounds. There's no one to have second side help because Draymond is stuck on Clint Capella and has to respect his vertical spacing. So what is your adjustment? And you don't put in Trace Jackson Davis. Then you'll hop on the podium and then say some stupid shit like, oh, man, the offensive rebounds were really a problem for us. Maybe, next time we just got to gang rebound more. You're an idiot. Like, you're actually stupid. Like, I don't get it. You're so dumb. You're so stupid. And it's not even just this game. The Laker game, you refused to make adjustments. There was game against the Suns, you refused to make adjustments. We were begging and pleading you to play Kuminga, and you finally throw him into some shitty lineups, or a few shitty lineups, and he still thrives. Like, I just don't get it. I seen him during the game when Trace Jackson Davis make a mistake, start yelling and complaining. I know you guys saw it too. And he was covering his mouth like this, like, oh, this is the man y'all want me to play so much. Like, bro, we saw you complain about him. And in the game where you need him, you don't want to play, right? I just, like, bro, it's shocking to me because we're a bad team. We're in a bad position. We've been playing bad. I can, like, wholeheartedly agree upon that. But it's the fact that, like, there's games like this, and there's a multitude of games because we've been playing in the most clutch games in the NBA where you could have came up with wins if you just made the correct adjustment. That's all I ask. Even if you lost the game, but you made the right adjustment, at least I know that you made the adjustment to try to change something. But you're not trying to change anything. To Steph's credit, he said it himself. You do the same thing and you expect a different result. That's crazy. That's literally insane. I have no words for this nigga, Steve. I genuinely think he is the main reason as to why we're losing these games. He is the main reason. Like, this game has confirmed it for me.
Wait, KB, I have a question though off that, because I hear you, but for me it's like I like getting like the emotions of everything out, but also I like to find a solution. So what do you think is what was the breaking point between the end of last season where we, made it to a game against the Lakers? Obviously we lost, and then we came into this season. What was the breaking point? Or do you think it's like internal? Like I feel like my theory is like it's self-sabotage, or it's sabotage from internal, from like Kenny Atkinson, who wants his job. So he's like, all right, Steve, let's do this and this. And it's just like ruining. I don't know. Like there has to be something.
Doc Rivers, Adrian Griffin situation.
Exactly. Like that's the only thing I can come up with, because I agree with you. Steve has not been Steve. And I just want to see him get angry. I want to see him get up there on the podium and get angry and call, real shit out. I don't understand why we have to keep pretending everything is just fine and put a Band-Aid on it when there's like a gaping wound. I just don't get that. So yeah, what do you think like changed?
I don't know what changed for him. I think I do know what changed for him. It's when he initially came to coach the Warriors, I think we could all agree he was pretty innovative, creative guy. Like he wouldn't mind bending rules. He wouldn't mind changing things. He wouldn't mind playing certain guys somewhere, bringing a new style of basketball. That was like what Steve Kerr was doing, and I think was like what made him gain the respect that he had. Is he was trying something new, maximizing the guys, and obviously winning, right? And he was doing that for a long stretch of time. But I think what happened with Steve is that I think 2022 did this for him as well, where he kind of like the method of him winning the small ball, playing Draymond at the 5, spacing, switchability, these things all like it confirmed it for him in 2022, where like the team was clicking in all cylinders. Defensively, we were very sound, but we didn't really have a true big. But everyone defensively was just really good that year, and we were all like collectively like I said, a team defense was really really well. Draymond having his DPOY case, and I think that year just confirmed that his style of play, the small ball five, not a true center, spacing. When we get to the playoffs, heavy Steph like on ball screen and roll, those type of things were just like he thought to himself, okay, I could just do this until the wheels fall off, kind of thing. And I don't think he's realized that like this method does not work. It wouldn't have worked in 2022 hadn't Steph had the series that he had as well. So like my thing is this: you came in to the league creative, and you're currently a stubborn old head coach. Like that's literally what you are now, where you don't want to make adjustments, you don't want to trust your younger guys, you don't have answers to your solutions, but you can point them out. Like I don't understand how you can go on the podium and you can comfortably list out the reasons as to why you lost this game and what you need to do to actually fix this, but not make the adjustment to go fix it. It's just like I've never seen that before. That's why I don't think he's as bad of a coach as a Darvin Ham, as a Adrian Griffin, as a Doc Rivers, because these guys actually don't know what adjustment is. Like they're just like confused. Genuinely, I think Steve isn't confused. I think he's just stubborn. I don't think like he thinks that his method of winning, his ideology is still working, which it can to an extent, but it needs like more. It needs more creativeness. It needs more innovation. The things that you bring initially when you were the Warriors head coach. So I think that's what went wrong for him. I think he just got comfortable in the system that was working, and he thinks to his own credit that it's still going to work with these core guys, and he believes it because he's said a multitude of times, Steph, Clay, and Draymond when healthy, I still believe can win you a title. Which a part of that is true. I just think, me personally, in my opinion, one of them isn't really contributing at that much at a high level, but that's fine. But yeah, I think that is just like the reason, bro. He's just stubborn now. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I think if Steve Kerr was better, we win more games, but I still think we suck. I'll be so real with you. I feel this way because we're now used to Andrew Wiggins giving us 11 points on bad shooting every single game. We're now used to him playing shitty defense, not being an elite defender anymore. Klay Thompson, I expected variance from him, but my God, he's been bad over his last 10. To be fair, he's been trying to repair from the illness he just had 2 games ago, so I hear that, but Lord, that was very tough. I'm seeing possessions where we're literally double teaming, but Trey is just running past the double team to get to the paint pretty easy. We're giving up multiple open threes. And then on top of it, you don't substitute in the right personnel at the right times. Like instead of seeing, okay, so Wiggins is injured. He's no longer at all back in the game. 4-guard lineup. Okay, I might disagree. Fine. Kuminga is now out the game because he fouled out. 4-guard lineup. But when you play Trace, you see the impact, you see the shot block, and you see what he does both in this game and the Lakers game, and he still doesn't play. But I think the fact that I can say Jonathan Kuminga is the second best player on this team shows you how bad the team is. Respectfully, if Kuminga is your second best player and you're looking to him to give you 25 points to win basketball games, you're not a good team. But I think managing it to be better than what we are is something Kirk could definitely add to.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Kuminga being the second best player is so laughable to me.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, I
think-
agree.
I
I'm
think-
on board
it's-
pretty
I
much
think
with that.
I still think it's Draymond, but fair. The second best offensive player, sure. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
The second best player I still think is Draymond Green. But even to that point, that's still outrageous. It's 2024, bro. It's 2024, and Draymond Green is your second best player on this team still. Like, that's just the issue. And to Gift's point, you are right. We suck regardless. But I disagree with you. Reason being is because how close the margins the games were, even with all these players playing shitty. With Clay being shitty, with Wiggins being shitty, with Draymond Green being out, with Steph even slumping, we still were close in this games. Like a lot of these games, like were relatively close, and then they would fade away in the last like minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's also something that happened during the 6-2 start, because during a lot of those games we were seeing the same problems that we're seeing now, like mainly Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins not being able to hit shots and just not looking all there. And we were still winning games. So I think the reason why I had so much confidence in this team is that, hey, we're still winning games against some pretty good teams, even with, Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins not being able to provide anything. And so I don't know. It's just
And then more games happen. You realize, oh no, this is just Andrew Wiggins. Because like in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it's young in the season. We got some more. No, we now have a large enough sample size to know that Wiggins is so far away from what he was. Like, bro, if I told you early before the season started that Kuminga was going to be a better player by far than Andrew Wiggins, you would look at me funny. But that's where we are right now. Like that's very tough.
I just have a hard time understanding, like, is it that the contract curse of getting paid? Because, okay, like the common denominator, and maybe I'm trying to like find any answer, but the common denominator in all of this with Wiggins, with Kerr, with the team in general, with Draymond, with Klay, like the one thing that changed from last season to this season is Jordan Poole and all that went on with that. And I really think, even though I'm glad, I think moving off Jordan was the right thing to do, as we've seen, obviously, in Washington. But I do think that he had a good relationship with a lot of these guys. I think it caused a change or a shift in the locker room. I don't think this team is as close. Like our Warriors teams have always been like so close.
Yeah.
Like they're always together on the bench. Like I just think we've always had such a special chemistry, and I don't see that this season. The game following obviously the coach's passing where they started, that was the most chemistry I've seen from this team all season long. And we see it with OKC. We see it. All the best teams, you see great chemistry, and we don't have that. And I get it's a lot of young guys and new guys and guys we don't really, like Corey Joseph, but just randoms on the team. So I just wonder if Jordan Poole and just what went on there was big for them, because like, why is Wiggins so trash? Like what? How?
But in response to that point, I feel like the 2022 team was really close, despite having a lot of new players like Otto Porter, Bielitsa, GP2. Well, GP2 was there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, he came in too. You're right. Yeah.
I think the common denominator.
I don't know. It's just very strange.
I think just winning. Like winning brings you closer. Losing can bring you closer as well, but it's how you handle these certain losses. Bro, you know how demoralizing it is for you to go out, put up 60, and know that you just lost this game by like a pretty like comfortable margin as well. Like that's just like,
especially after all the other losses that you've had as a team.
Yeah. When people are saying Steph was slumping and he's like shooting bad or whatever, I'm like, yeah, he's shooting bad. He's definitely like playing bad or whatever. But I just don't think he just gives a fuck. Like I think he's like, I genuinely meant like that. Like all like that 60 kind of confirmed for me that he was mentally checked out and during a stretch of the season, because he just didn't give a fuck. Like moving off the ball, playing on ball, wanting to actually like be involved in the offense. He just didn't care. Like he would just defer and allow guys to do what they want to do. And I think he did it as a point of like, bro, without me being involved in this offense, you see how shitty we look. Like I just don't understand how like you don't see this. And he's proving the point right, because even he has to drop 60 to keep this game close. Like that's just crazy. Why are you dropping 60 and not winning this game comfortably? Usually people would tax you for dropping 60 and be like, well, 8 of those points came in a time where the game was low leverage. So is it really a 60? And people would jokingly say that. He legitimately dropped 60 in like high leverage minutes for most of this game, bro. Like, yeah, I just don't understand it. So to go back to the main point, I just think winning brings you closer. I think handling your job on the court brings you closer. What made the difference in 2022 was that you started off really hot. You had it going. So guys were like, the vibes were up. You were winning. And even in the times where you kept it afloat and kept it 500 with the majority of your guys being out, the vibes were still cool because you knew that you were like, you built a winning culture around you. And when you're constantly losing, you're going to be bitter, and you're not going to be as happy as you are, even if you are with your guys, quote unquote. Right. So yeah, I think winning is just the common denominator for bringing a closer, like building a closer group, especially with like younger guys as well.
Well, like I think it's that, but also the context that like we have to make sure to remember is that when Clay was rehabbing, that's where he first met Poole. When Poole was trying to come up from like the G League and all that, so they already had that connection there. And then when everyone came together before Clay had came back, those roster of guys. Some of them had played the entire season without Steph and Clay beforehand. So now it's like everyone is coming together trying to win. Like, let's see where we can take this, especially considering how the season ended with the play-in stuff last year. Because remember, that team wasn't great, but the run they went to at the end of the season to be good, where, you know, Steph is dropping 40 points, 50 points or whatever. Steph literally said, y'all don't want to see us next year. And it felt like as a group, they were really locked in on being a much better team than last year. I think from that point, after the Draymond punch with the Poole stuff and all that, team chemistry went down severely, and they started losing, and they weren't playing consistent on court. So I think when you put all those things together, that's why the team chemistry isn't what it was 2 years ago.
Fair. I think that's... Sorry, go ahead.
In response to what KB was talking about and like how Steph is probably just proving a point, my opinion is that he is also delusional to an extent, because he'll be doing like stuff like that, like playing off ball and just not shooting and just playing within the flow of the offense. And then he'll come out in press conferences talking about we still think that we can put it together, which may be like just set response, but I mean that shows me that he really is actually doing this, not just like having or doing it with like something else in mind.
It might be a PR move, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It might be like I don't want to make it seem like as if I actually don't care, so I'm gonna just say this just to say it kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm watching Clay's misses, and my God, like all his shots are just mad short. And I don't want to harp on Clay too much because I think he, like, to Gifted told me he's been a little under the weather, so I'll give him a little bit of tax for that. But man, was he like?
It was tough last night. It was definitely tough for that man last night.
I say Clay is trash, yada yada yada. I say Clay is washed, which I still do believe that he is. But like, when there's games going on like that, I get that he's a caliber shooter to where all it takes is like 2 shots. But at some, like, when somewhere between the 2 for a 13 point, you just gotta like yank this nigga out the lineup. Like, you just you look at him, you're like, all right, guy, like, you're 1 of 9 from 3 at the moment. You're not really playing that much defense. You know, offensively, you're just kind of stinking it up. I might need you just to come out. But Steve Kerr, you know, veteran leadership, veteran guys.
But like, it's just hard for me to feel that way with Clay, only because DNA. I've been seeing multiple moments for Clay where literally, like, he'll be so terrible, he'll be so bad, right? And then it's like those 1 or 2 shots are the difference in the ball game. Literally in the Lakers game, he was so bad in that first half. But then when he hits the toughest backbreaker shot where it's like, oh, wow, you're back in the game, that's huge. I just find it funny because when you have him struggling at his foremost, the fact that you can't rely on Wiggins to pick it up or anyone else at all, it's like, nope, if Clay is bad, Andrew Wiggins is bad. Steph, please drop 60. Oh, wait, that's not enough either, because we don't want to play other players in the right place around these guys. Like, I'm all here for Klay Thompson coming out and you having another player there for him. That's fine. But the roster as a whole is not being maximized even at that level. Because when Wiggins is going 0 for 6 with no made baskets, cannot score a single open layup, and Klay Thompson can't get any shots to fall, they're both being bad. It's not enough. It's not enough, especially when you have Trace, who, again, comes in, is playing good defense, has the block in the game, cannot get more than 9 minutes. When literally like 8 or 9 games ago, Kerr's like, oh, yeah, he's in a rotation, lock. Like, every night, he's going to play. I love what he did versus the Boston Celtics. He's got to play. And then you don't play him.
This is like I said, all of this just goes back to Steve. Like, I just don't understand how you don't see this with Steve Kerr. Like, literally, all of these problems, these little issues that we're having that are like giving us these losses, just go back to Steve. It goes back to him. And like I
think-
said, I don't think he's a terrible coach. Like, I don't think he's terrible at all. I think he's still a good coach. I just think the guy needs to wake up. Like, you need to like wake up because you're in the dream that you still believe you can make and play a certain style of basketball that just isn't going to work. Especially when you don't even have the caliber of players, the type of players to be able to play this play style that you like to play so much. So that's why I'm like, bro, you have B pods, you don't utilize him properly. And he's playing like Drake. He's saying he wants to revolve his game around Draymond Green, and that doesn't alarm you. 1. 2, Kuminga's been hooping, and I'm still seeing Klay get shots up and get possessions more than Kuminga, which to me, in my opinion, you guys could disagree, that should not be the case at all. I think Kuminga should be more of a focal point for this offense than Klay Thompson should be, and I think Klay should feed off of that. Because even yesterday, I was seeing Steph like set screens for Kuminga to get open lanes, and 2 are going with Kuminga. Now, it might have been a miscommunication because Atlanta's a terrible defense.
They're a bad defense.
But this happened multiple times in the game. So I'm gonna give Kuminga a little bit of the benefit for his scoring gravity because he's actually drawing attention now. I think he should be more of a focal point than Klay because he's
But
a better.
It's important to remember, though, KB, that Kuminga hasn't been this consistent until like the past month. Like, do you not remember when the absences of Draymond, where he could have showed up and showed out and he didn't? So I think we have to understand that Kuminga is finally finding himself, but it took him a good half of the season to get there. And now I think that you're absolutely right when it comes to Steve Kerr. Like, I'm not the type of person because we know probably 30% of what actually goes on behind closed doors. We don't know. We don't know the egos he's, juggling. We don't know the work ethics. Everyone's different and every team's different. So I think we have to give some credit. We also don't know what the front office is telling him. Like, I don't know if you tank or if you play badly. I don't know what benefits we get, but maybe there are conversations going about like it's okay if we end up on the lower side. I don't know what's going on. I think also they're testing a lot of these players to see is somebody really worth trading, because if it comes to trading somebody like Klay Thompson, we know what that's going to do. Like, they know the repercussions that's going to have on the fan base. It's still a business. You have to do what's best. But so I don't think it's fair to put it all on Steve, but I do hear you. I am frustrated with him too. And as far as Kuminga goes, I think he is getting a lot better, but he still has a lot of holes in his game. But I still don't have a problem putting him over Klay. Yeah, he's going to be more productive than Klay.
I just don't think the answer has to be Klay versus Kuminga. I think it's more so like using Klay to complement Kuminga, and the way that they're utilized makes more sense. I think it's a problem when you have Wiggins and Klay at times trying to self-create without using anyone there, especially Wiggins when he has a mismatch. And like we saw this in the first half, Denver, right? Where he gets the perfect mismatch where it's size versus size, and you cannot make the post fade. You cannot make the post look. You cannot make the pull-up mid-range that you look for, and then they're out the other way. Compared to saying, okay, Kuminga and Klay, two-man game, off-ball screens. Kuminga, you dive through, hit. Like, we see more of those types of plays with Klay Thompson and Trace Jackson more than Klay and Kuminga. That should fit easier, and it's not. I think that's an issue.
Again, it goes back to, like, all of this goes back to Steve. Like, I love how we're ping ponging off each other right now, but this is all going back to Steve and his adjustment making and actually utilizing guys properly, which again he hasn't been doing this whole season, and that's why I think he's the main reason as to why we are losing. Because I'll go back and I'll say this one more time: I understand the regression of certain players on this team. I understand that we are not playing up to par from an individuality standpoint. But when you have a coach, and coaching to me is important, not making adjustments, this is also just hindering your team's losses as well, especially when you're losing in such close margins already this season. Like, most of your losses just feel like really bad losses. Like, we should never lost this game. How many times are you going to say we should never lost this game? Like, genuinely, until you realize what you need to fix. And I'll go back to it again. I just think, I don't care how long it took for Kuminga to actually get where he needs to get to. One of the reasons why he took this long is because Steve Kerr's inability to give him consistent minutes to begin with. And when he finally did, he actually started thriving. So do I think he was this caliber of player in like November? Probably not. But do I think he could replicate something of this similar to what he's doing now in November? Yeah, I do. I just don't think he was being utilized right.
Yeah, but KB, a big part of why that was happening, and again, like this might be me being like an asshole, but I'm gonna just say it. It's Wiggins because Kerr wanted to put the trust that Wiggins is gonna figure it out. He's gonna be the starter. I can't play those two together.
I agree that you like it is Wiggins who was like still getting a lot more lean, and even I was like, I understand it a bit because it's Wiggins. You know, you want to like give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been rather consistent for us majority of his time here, so like let's give him a little bit of patience here. But that's fine. I'm saying still from a focal point of the offense, even with Wiggins on the floor, Clay was still more of a focal point and still always like has been when he's on the floor. And I just don't think he's the caliber of player to be looked at that many times in a stretch of a basketball game. I think he has looked his best, especially in games where he has I don't want to say limited, but like as in like 8 shots, but when he has like 12 shots, takes about, I guess, 6 threes or whatever, and actually gets decent looks and just plays within the flow of the offense, that's when he is better. Not when he is taking 19 shots and just can't hit anything at all. Because I'll be honest, we trash Poole for being a player where, like, if offensively he doesn't have it going, there's not really much he could do. When Clay is low key, I'm not gonna say as bad as of a defender, but fits that mold as well. Where like offensively, if you don't have it going, there's not much for you. Like besides your like movement, shooting, gravity, there's nothing else that you're bringing to this team from a positive perspective on both ends of the floor. You can't finish, you can't self-create, you're not hitting your threes at the moment. Defensively, you can't stay on ball, and we know how bad you are off ball as well. So it's like this game in particular, it's just like a clear sign of like, okay, Clay is just not like Clay right now at all. Like just take him out. Like put someone else in. It doesn't matter who, just put someone else in because he's hindering your offense. And I have an example as to how he was hindering our offense. And I need to show y'all this clip. Where did it go? Hold on. This is okay. This is the clip. Let me share this tab instead. This is the clip right here. Let me play this really quickly because this. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
He steals the ball. Good steal. Look at this. Where's Kuminga right now? Y'all see this? I paused it on purpose.
That's a wide open dunk. I see it.
There's 4 players looking at him. Credit his gravity as a shooter because people are paying attention. People still respect his 3-point shooting. Watch what he does.
I remember he holds it, pump fake, shoots the ball. And
hits all front rim. Mind you, all his shots this game were just all front rim because he had no legs. How the fuck do you
wait? Is that the only clip you gonna show us? Because like I can do the same thing for Wiggins if we want to do that.
I'm not
like,
talking. This is
not an issue.
You're not understanding my point. I'm not defending and saying Wiggins should be over Clay and Kuminga. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the focal point of the offense who should be looked at the most. Obviously, Steph is the one. We just are not. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
but I think the 2 for now should be Kuminga.
It should be Kuminga.
He's proven more offensively to be more consistent. He's proven that obviously defensively he's much better than whatever Clay is doing at the moment or will be doing in the future years as well. And I think you going to him more will actually open up and allow Clay to eat off of that more and be a better player for himself, especially as a shooter. Because when he is not hunting, he doesn't play half as bad. But that's my problem with Clay is that he hunts too much. He does this thing where he feels like he's not helping the offense, so he starts to shoot more to try to make more shots when that doesn't help the offense. Vis-a-vis the example I just showed you right now, where legitimately you don't have it going, all your shots from the front rim. There's a clear play for you to make. He's wide the fuck open. All you have to do is just pass the ball. It could be a bounce pass, a lob, doesn't matter. Yeah. Just pass the ball, and it's a layup. And you decide to take a pull-up 3 in transition where you weren't even open, where it was contested. You pump faked, allow the defenders to get closer, shot a tough 3, front rim, they're going the other way.
Mm-hmm. So then what I'm trying to understand, though, is when you say focal point, because, again, what I'm thinking of is Kuminga with the ball in his hands, right? Clay is not being more on ball than Kuminga. He's taking more shots as a shooter. Are you saying
yes?
There's just take less shots? Is what you're saying?
I'm saying there's more set plays. There's more of a focal point for Clay to be involved in the offense than Kuminga. We've seen it ourselves, even with some of these 29-point games that he's having, these 25-point games. Like, to his credit, it's get it out the mud basketball for Kuminga. He just getting it how he gets it. It's a lot of transition baskets, a lot of broken plays, and a lot of like 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Here, Kuminga, just do something. Like that's just like there isn't like, okay, we're gonna do a cross screen action and we're gonna get Kuminga a mismatch here in the low block. Kuminga, go to work. They're just not plays like that for Kuminga, but there's plays like that for Clay.
But I don't even think that there's even plays like that for Clay. I see so many times where Clay. Okay, I see so many times where
of 10 of a decade versus Kuminga's still like new.
Yeah.
To
it's not about
his
chemistry.
offense,
It's about him being like, to his credit, yes, a 10-year player with the Warriors. But that's just something that you should.
No,
just be
I mean
looking at.
between Draymond, between Looney, between Steph, between the four that have been there for a long time. Like I think that, especially the big three, like I think that they just have a natural instinct and to go to Clay. And of course, like if you want a 3 over a 2, right? Like that, you're gonna try to go for that, and somebody you've relied on. I just don't think it's fair, KB. Like I hear you, Clay's been frustrating, but you're saying, oh, take him out if he's not hot right away. That's are you kidding me? That's
No,
Clay's
I'm not
game.
saying if he's hot right away. He doesn't have to start off 7 for 7 for me to be like,
no,
he
you
needs
said
to be
that
in this
though.
game.
I said
that, he was 4 of 19. If he's 4 for 11,
he was 4 of 19. Yeah,
like you at some point of this 4 of 19, you're like you become unplayable. I've said that with Steph. I've said that with any player who's been playing horrible for a stretch. If you're playing, even for Kuminga, if you're not making your layups, if you're not taking the shots that you need to take, if you're turning over the ball, you don't deserve to be on the floor neither. This isn't just a Clay thing where I'm just trying to hate on Clay. You're 4 of 19.
But you're not mentioning other players. And Kuminga didn't have a good season throughout most of the first half of the season. He had some good games and some really bad games, and he was lost a lot. And so I think, like, I hear you. He's younger. Maybe his bag's a little bit deeper. But I think, like, what's your solution, I guess, KB? Like, what's the solution with Clay? Pull him out?
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying take Clay out of the starting lineup. No, because Wiggins is not feasible as well. I'm not defending Wiggins by any means. I'm saying keep Clay there. Have Kuminga still in the starting lineup. Play Draymond. You should be playing Trace instead of Wiggins, but that's neither here nor there.
But that's the bigger wait. But that to me right there is the bigger point of this conversation. No,
I'm trying to finish my main point. What I'm saying is, when you're running sets for Clay, when Clay's coming off of these pin downs, when he is getting these I'm still seeing you run post up possessions for Klay Thompson. Kuminga has been literally, and it's a fact, a more efficient and more accurate post-up player than Clay this season by a mile. He's been taking on his mismatches more. He's been shooting better at the mid-range, getting to the basket more, getting to the rim more. He's providing more offensively right now than what Clay is providing, in my opinion. And I think you should look to that more. That doesn't mean Clay is only getting 5 shots a game. That should mean that Kuminga is more of a focal point and more of a focus.
People who's disagreeing with you on that, we all agree he should get the ball more to do that. I was saying that last night. Yeah,
I just want a solution, because if we keep talking about, we talk about this every time. Like, what's the solution here? What is the lineup that you think is going to be productive? Because we also have to remember, to Steve Kerr's credit, there's not a lot to give him this season, but I'll give him this. We haven't had Moody, we haven't had Chris Paul, we haven't had GP2, and say what you will, but GP2 is. He is a difference maker, even if it is just energy or defense, or coming in and helping off the bench. I think that is a difference maker.
I
don't
disagree. I agree. I think
and like Chris Paul, I think for Steph's sake, it's helpful. I'd rather see Chris Paul in than Corey Joseph. Can I say? Can we?
100%, a lot.
The bar's in hell, but like I agree.
Bar is in hell. Yeah.
I'm saying, even if you want to give Steve the tax of some of these guys have been hurt, he has been able to get all his guys healthy.
Young to Clay.
The finite time that he has when, oh my god, the amount of time that he has
are ridiculous.
Yeah, I ain't going. Ty
wanted to the Klay Thompson. So funny, man.
Listen, the amount of times that I've seen where even when we have Moses, I can't even. You know what's crazy, Haley? I can't even agree with you there, because Moses Moody was there for a lot of this season, and you just didn't play him. Like you just didn't play him at all.
And he got no burns.
True. I'll give you that.
You didn't play him at all. All these guys who were there, a majority of the seasons, you didn't play. When Corey Joseph was getting 18 minutes, and I was begging,
he's getting 18 minutes. That shit is so crazy to say.
What's the deal with that? It's like the same Anthony. It's like what he did with Anthony Lamb. Why? These are
the same shit.
Right? What are you doing? What do you see that we don't? Or is there something going on that we?
There's nothing. Usually, Steve Kerr, I think, is an impact like plus minus merchant. I think he looks at that a lot, and he'll be like, "Oh, when we have this and this guy in the lineup, we look this much better." So Steve is like, "Okay, go with that." Even his impact metrics are so like when we're without Corey Joseph, we're better, and when we're with Corey Joseph, we're worse. But the numbers are just mid. Like, and he doesn't even when you look at like the offensive rating, the defensive rating, everything is just mid. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck are you looking at that even like allows you to like have the gall to put him on the floor? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, KB. What I believe with this team is there is a lack of plays to me in general to get guys going, because a bunch of the Klay shots that are bad shots is when they throw him the ball, there's 5 seconds left, he doesn't have a shot, so it's post up, post fade, or it's I'm gonna take one step, pull in. Like those are not good shots. Just like Kuminga, where he's not getting the ball on time with a play to make something else happen. When they're catching the ball in those spots, those are grenade shots. And Klay says, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot the grenade. I'm gonna just do that." And to me, the focal point piece of what you're saying for Kuminga is you want to see him have the ball to where, okay, he has the ball, go at a weaker link of the defense, find a switch if you're being the screener. I hear all of that. We're not seeing that for any of these players, but we are seeing moments where Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins get the ball with 6 or 5 seconds left to post up and create from the post.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Steve Kerr issue. But I feel like if Wiggins was what we thought he would be, if Klay was just the same variance player, I think the entire team would function a lot better. But the fact that he knows, okay, I can't trust Wiggins to do shit on the basketball court. Okay, Klay Thompson, you might drop 30, you might have 5. Okay, B-Pods, are you going to shoot the ball or be Ben Simmons? Like, these are things that we don't know that speaks to the variance of the roster as a whole. That's why I focus there.
No consistency from anyone except maybe JK.
You know Klay and Wiggins aren't going to give you
what name is Keith?
Who?
I don't know.
He's on the Celtics. No, I'm going through the account right now, and like when I got to the R's, I was like, wait, he literally just did everybody in alphabetical order.
No, he literally just went in alphabetical order, bro. That's crazy.
It's dedication.
Yeah, that's you know, that's crazy dedication. But
yeah.
To go back to your point, to go back to your point, Gifted. If you know that we don't know we're getting, I don't know what I'm getting out of Klay night in and night out. I don't. I know what his tendencies are, but I don't know what the result is going to end up in. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We know Wiggins isn't the same player that he was last year, and I don't know why, but it shouldn't matter. If we know all of this, and you're still going to Klay more, and you're still going to Wiggins more, then what is wrong with you as a coach? Why are you allowing that to happen and making Kuminga get out of the? You haven't had a consistent 20-point per game score with Steph since KD.
This is Kevin Durant, yeah.
And Kuminga was the only person that actually break that stretch for you. But you're still running Klay and Wiggins post-ups?
But it's like
what else do you do? Who do we have to come in and fill those voids? Even
not Corey Joseph.
Not Corey
Kuminga's
Joseph.
right. I'm saying look for Kuminga more. Like more. Like you should be. He's more.
Okay.
You seen it against Atlanta yesterday. He wasn't that much of a vocal point in that game either.
No. They tried to give Kuminga the ball many times against a set defense. He was turning the ball over. Yeah. He just had a bad game.
To be fair, he did not have that good of a shot. I think he had a much better second half, but offensively. Yeah. But he did not have that much. He was slow to start. But when I'm seeing Klay, like, okay, front rim, like it's what for the thing about Klay is that he's a shooter. So I can tell when you're like off by like a mechanical standpoint or off by like your legs not being with you or off like you're just having good misses. A lot of his misses weren't really like crazy.
It was front rim. Yeah.
It was just all front rim, meaning that your legs
it was dead front rim. Yeah, Haley crazy.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, because I'm like, what the
fuck is Urban going through, dude?
Everyone goes to my YouTube.
I got arrested last week.
Bro.
Wait, drop the link. Drop the link.
Don't drop that goddamn link.
Drop the link. Drop the link.
Don't drop that goddamn link. Leave that shit out the chat. All caps is so funny, man.
Oh man. Hope you're good, bro. Hope you're good.
Yeah, hopefully you're okay. My point is this. Run sets for Kuminga more. It's basketball. I don't think you're gonna run a set every play like down. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be some freelance going on.
Yeah,
but Kuminga should be Steph, and Kuminga should be 2. Then I don't really care who's 3 and 4. Probably Klay or Wiggins. Don't really care.
I just think the level of look you're getting Kuminga matters. Like to me, it's not just like how many times he has the ball. It's the spots. I feel like last night's game, Kuminga would catch the ball. It'd be like 3 or 4 guys in the paint. And it's like, how is he going to create an advantage here compared to, okay, find a switch, find a mismatch for Kuminga to go at, score easier baskets. Denver, you're hilarious. And just try to get downhill in that way. We couldn't really see enough of that. The creativity of where these guys are is really what I'm looking at. I think we agree there. Because, man, bro, like the way Kuminga was dropping 30 points, a lot of it was getting downhill off the catch or finding a post-up mismatch for him to go at to where there's not 4 people in the paint. Atlanta had like 3 or 4 guys in the runway, and they weren't giving him such easy looks. And almost anytime he tried to post up and create, they will blitz and turn the ball over from him in that type of way. The creativity of finding where these players fit is what I'm looking at with Kuminga. Klay is just shooting the basketball. He does that all the time. That's not really moving me as much as in what way. Like, where's the connectivity with the roster is what I'm looking at.
I think your connection is Klay Thompson shooting less shots. I'll be honest. And Kuminga getting more possessions to actually be involved in the offense more. Because if we could all agree that he's getting his looks off of transition.
Even to that point, even with like the amount of bad shots that he was taking yesterday, like he had a lot of shots that were open. He was just missing. But
I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm not like when he takes open shots and misses. I'm not getting mad at you for that. That'd be me being unreasonable as to me getting upset. I would never do such a thing. I wouldn't be upset at you just taking a wide open 3 and missing that. But it's when you're taking bad looks to not get yourself going. Then you're in a slump. Then defensively you're not helping. And offensively you're trying to get yourself going, but you just keep shooting, which is kind of tanking the offense. That's when I have a problem. It's a combination of everything. And with Klay, like I said, it's one of those things where if he does not have it going, he is not going to be that much of a like importance to your game. I'll be honest. And that's why I think Kuminga should be more of a focal point because at least defensively, we know he's going to be more consistent than Klay. And offensively, he's been a lot more consistent than Klay. So I just think you play more to Kuminga and let Steph and Kuminga play off of each other and Klay feed off of that. That's what I think. That's all I'm saying. If it was up to me, I'd trade Klay and Wiggins in a heartbeat. But it is what it is. And speaking of trades, because I actually want to get to this as well. We are a few days away from the infamous day, February 8th, Thursday. 4 days. 4 days away from the infamous day.
Oh, wait, we're how many away?
Is it not? Yeah, we're 4. I don't get what you just tried to. Oh, damn. It's crazy. My brain is fried.
It was a bad joke.
Okay. We're 4 days away from the trade deadline. And I just want to get your guys' thoughts. Are we trading anybody? Who are we trading for? Now, before we get into that, I just want to put it out there. Jared Allen.
Very good player.
I need you.
I mean,
I need you on the team.
After this stretch that he's just had, what's really the realistic is
not
really
getting his
realistic
ass.
Not
getting his ass.
You call Cleveland. You say, I know you need a wing. I know you need some wing depth. I got you someone. And I know you want Evan Mobley. I know you listen.
God, it's not Andrew Wiggins.
Listen. Listen.
I'm not gonna lie to
they're gonna hear that. No, they're gonna hear that, and then their first thought is gonna be, "Oh my God, they're giving us Jonathan Kuminga."
Right, that's gonna be their first thought, bro. On Gift Is Life, it's not Andrew Wiggins. On Gift Is Life, it is not Andrew Wiggins, bro.
In what world?
No world, man.
For your sake, I hope you're right. For your sake.
Okay, but KB, go. Right. So you think if somehow it's out?
I don't think, guys, by any means, I don't think it's a Wiggins for Jared Allen swap. I just hope y'all are like, I don't think that's the case. I'm not that delusional. I'm a little bit delusional, but not that much.
Okay, give us the most realistic. Actually, Denver,
yeah, but what package? But what package would you even say is realistic for getting a Jared Allen trade done?
Hold on, I'm about to pull up his contract right now just to make sure the numbers are right.
Pretty sure he's making 25 each year for like 100-year contracts. He's making 25 this year. I'm pretty sure.
Right now he's making 20.
Yeah, so close.
And Wiggins, I'm pretty sure is making like 25.
20. 3, I think. Actually, yeah.
Okay, so you'd
20.
be able to.
Just throw Corey
I-
Joseph in there. And,
I don't know.
Call it good.
That hurts the trade throwing Corey in there.
24
Call it
next year. Next year's making. Damn, this nigga has a player option for $30 million.
You know, he opted in like a motherfucker. He opted in crazy.
Oh no! Oh yeah, we need to. Yeah, we need to.
There's no way I'm letting that nigga make 30 million on this team.
He gonna opt in OD automatically.
Leave, nigga. That's what you want to do.
You
Listen,
need
call-
to
you know
trade
what I'm
him
saying?
before he takes that player option, because if he is making 30 million next year,
Oh, it's
you
cooked.
No. It's not.
Not-
That's not next
you are
year. It's not.
definitely not. Oh wait,
That player
really?
options in 2026, 2026, 2027.
2026 player
Oh.
option.
See, in 2 years, he has that player option. But listen, back to the main point. You call, you let these niggas know, hey, I got a wing that you've been needing for a long time, that you've been wanting for a long time. You could change the trajectory of this player. He's been a winning player for this team for a long time.
Change the trajectory.
He's been a champion. He's been a championship guy, right? We'll throw you in Andrew Wiggins. You feel me? You say the name, and then they might laugh, they might chuckle, and then you're like, "You wait, that's not it." We'll also give you Enos, and we'll throw in. But the thing, actually, let me stop myself. We're above the second apron, so we would have to match salary, right? So they would have to throw in another player as well, because they were already. It's 24 million versus 20.
Whoa! What is going on?
You good?
What?
You're.
Earthquake?
Are you in? You good?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's just the Cavs hanging up on you. That's all that was.
Oh my god.
They're not picking that phone up worth the damn.
That's the
Nice.
if the cat. I'm not gonna lie, chat. If the Cavs phone sounds like that, don't even call them at that point.
It definitely sounds like that. It 100% sounds like
What kind of phone sounds like you're in the wind? What?
In
Yeah,
an
that's-
air conditioning vent.
But yeah, no, so that's off the table. Gifted, what about you?
that.
Like I'm all for it, but I've literally trained myself not to expect anybody that would like get us excited. Like the trade, if we get a trade, the trade we see on our timeline is going to be
Every
more
trade's
disappointing than the
marginal.
Chris
What do you
Paul
guys
trade.
feel about- How do you guys
Okay.
feel about Nick Claxton in his market? What do you think it's gonna look like?
Oh, I did see some trades.
I saw some Claxton trades. I don't know what his market is though. He's a good player.
Bro, but apparently Brooklyn has been just doing this thing where they've been I have a theory about Brooklyn, guys. I think
Oh.
Brooklyn is coming up with fake trade rumors saying that teams are wanting certain guys for this amount of draft capital and they're saying no, just to bait people into actually giving them that amount.
It could be that.
Probably
It could
that.
be that.
The
It could be
reason
that.
why I
It's not
believe this
crazy.
is because why the hell is you're telling me some random team offered you not the 4 firsts for Mikal, we know that's real, but the 2 firsts for Dorian Finney-Smith and you turned it down, and then you had random, even though you asked for 2 firsts, like what? That just doesn't even make any sense. I think genuinely these niggas are lying. There's no one actually wanting to trade that much for these role players, and they're just baiting individuals. I just think that's the case. That's me.
But Claxton, I think, I think people would be willing to give a good amount, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Claxton's
because
good.
he's younger. He's one of the best defenders
Yeah.
in the league.
Yeah.
He's a bit more versatile. He can rebound. You know,
Oh, did you guys see Killian Hayes has requested a trade?
No one
yeah,
cares.
Anyway,
that was hilarious.
No one cares.
Wow.
That was hilarious that he did that.
Okay.
Requested a trade.
requested a trade.
Imagine if every Pistons player requests a trade.
I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
my god.
If I'm the Detroit front
No,
office.
what-
and I've
what's-
seen-
No, what's the funnier trade request? Him requesting a trade or Furkan Korkmaz requesting a
Furkan
trade?
Korkmaz by far is not close. Got to be Furkan.
Killian Hayes was a known actual prospect and is playing like ass and not been up to par. If I'm the Detroit front office and I've seen Killian Hayes requested a trade, I'm waving his ass.
Like he's literally been in in conversations for multiple seasons now for being the worst player in the league.
Yeah.
I hear that, but for Furkan Korkmaz to be the player that requested a trade, like
Yeah,
that
that's
shit is
insane.
just so insane. Because at least Detroit is like so bad of a team that I can understand why even Killian might be like, bro, y'all haven't taken the steps to make me better or develop me. Furkan is on a winning team talking about, get me out of here, bro. Who are you? Who are you, Furkan?
No, the way that
man.
no, the way that they worded this is hilarious because they said the Pistons seem to agree.
The Pistons
I
seem
know,
to
I saw
agree
that.
is so hilarious to me, bro. Everyone agrees but
Wait,
Monty
wait.
Williams.
The Killian Hayes camp per source would prefer the fourth-year guard
There's a
land with a new
Killian Hayes
team.
as a camp.
The Pistons seem
to
to
agree. That shit is so funny.
Nah, them niggas said, "Oh, you guys want to? Okay, bet." That's crazy, bro. But nah, yeah, Killian having a camp is crazy. But listen,
It's like, oh, you feel the same way.
who's his camp? His immediate family?
Immediate family is so crazy, bro.
But listen, who are some guys that you want, and who are some guys that you think are realistic for us to get?
I don't even know what I don't even know what I want
Lillian's out
anymore.
for the season. He's out. I think it's DeJounte. I've said from the beginning. I mean, since like a month in, after we talked about it the first time, Gifted Lori. I heard from various.
That Lori's just so
people it was not going to happen, and then no one else. I don't know.
Yeah,
The only player that I could think of that I would realistically want to get that we could get based off what the Hornets are trying to do salary wise would be PJ Washington. It's the only other player that I could think of that.
How do you guys feel about Kyle Kuzma?
I mean, he's cool.
How do you think he would be on this team?
He'd be cool. You know,
I'm gonna need more than cool here.
I just don't think Kuzma moves any type of needle for me.
Well,
He's good though. He's good.
At this point, I'm asking for a trade just to get a new look. Like, I don't think any trade that we make besides Nick Claxton or Jared Allen would move the needle. I think a lot of these trades are just gonna be lateral moves. So
I can hear that.
but like I said, I heard we were in talks for Caruso. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Apparently. So
I mean,
what do y'all think is a realistic trade package to try to go get Caruso?
Moody would probably be in the deal.
how much money is he making again?
Let's find out.
Is it 16? 16 feels correct.
No, he's actually wow.
Wow. What?
Making $9 million.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
actually very gettable.
And then he has a partial guarantee next year for $9, and then
I mean, he's not
2025 is
worth
unrestricted.
$9 million, but that's what he's making.
You tell me
That's
Kevon Looney's
crazy.
getting paid more than Alex Caruso? All right, bro,
That's bad.
Clay for LeBron? Bet. I'm down, bro.
Clay for LeBron. Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We don't know who we're gonna get realistically. Hopefully it's someone, but they're probably not gonna do shit realistically. We might as well preview the next games for Haley. She's currently refreshing the site because her thing is kind of weird. Let me pull that up real quick. I think we play the Jazz next. Is that true?
The Nets
The Nets again. Okay.
When?
tomorrow.
Let me pull up the schedule. Hold on.
Yeah, so we play the Nets tomorrow.
And then Indy, I think.
Oh, we have an Indian.
No, Philly, and then Philly.
Nets,
and
Philly,
then
Indy, Suns. Those are the next four games.
What a slate of games. Wow.
Yeah, so
Is,
as we come back next Sunday, we'll
Suns
have played all
game-
four.
is the Suns game before All-Star?
Yes.
Oh wait, no, All-Star is like next week. I thought it was this week.
Our last game before the break is at Utah, and then we're back against versus the Lakers at home again.
Yeah, so that will be February 15th to the 22nd. So by the time we come back for the podcast, we'll have played against Brooklyn, Sixers, Pacers, and Phoenix.
Okay. At Brooklyn, we will lose. At Philly, I think is a win. At Indiana, I actually have no idea what's gonna happen. I just know Steph's gonna have 50.
Are you guys ready for Draymond Green to start at center against Nick Claxton?
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That will happen.
No one's gonna be able to get him the ball anyway, so that's not really gonna hurt us too much.
Moses Moody has been cleared to return tomorrow
Who?
night.
Let's
Moses
go. He
Moody.
gets to be on the bench and watch them play. Let's go. So happy for him, man.
Andrew
great
Wiggins
to
is
hear.
doubtful. Dario Saric is probable.
So yeah, Haley, in case you missed it, we're
Yep.
currently reviewing the next four games for the next podcast. So Brooklyn, Sixers, Pacers, Suns. I think we beat Brooklyn. They're bad. We're bad as well, but I think we're just less bad. I think we beat Philly based off the matchup with no Joel Embiid playing. Again, both the games could easily be losses. That's how bad we are. Pacers are weird because they still don't play great defense. I actually think we can win that game. Phoenix, I think we lose.
But we don't play great defense either. So, yeah,
I don't know.
That might be.
They're gonna run that team to death, bro. Like
They are gonna run them to death.
Clay is gonna be collapsed by the third quarter.
Actually, I don't think we're that bad paced because the only reason why we're so slow paced is because of CP. Since it's been out, we've been a lot faster, I think. So, it would be funny to see a Warriors team that played in pace get outpaced and get tired. That'd be pretty funny. But give my prediction. I think what our record is going to be before next Sunday will be 2-2. Again, nothing crazy, just a lateral movement. I think the 2 wins will be Phoenix. Surprise! I'm gonna say we'll beat Phoenix, and I think the other one will be Indiana. I don't know if we beat Philly or Brooklyn.
Okay, well, to quickly recap, we don't know who's getting traded. Andrew Wiggins stinks. Klay Thompson, Jesus Christ, I hope you get better from your illness. Steph, great 60-point performance, even though we lost. I'm getting Karl Anthony Towns vibes from you, but it'd be like that.
No, he didn't. He's Karl Anthony Towns lost because of Karl Anthony Towns.
That will be the podcast for this week.
I'm not letting you wrap it up.
Y'all have a good one. Appreciate all y'all support. We're almost at 400 followers on the Goldblooded page. Also, go tap into the YouTube. That will be popping up as well. Shout out to Haley for joining us for this week's pod, and we'll be back next week. Let's see how things go.
Just to let y'all know, the VODs and everything come out the next day, so don't expect it to be out today.
Yes,
it'll be out tomorrow. But yeah, to get this point, appreciate the love and support. If you haven't become a member, please become a member. That'll be much appreciated. We're actually closing in on 400. We were just at 200 not too long ago.
Crazy.
And we're about to hit another 200. So I'm not gonna lie, the love and support has been kind of crazy from y'all. So appreciate it. Make sure y'all tune out for when did we play again? Monday?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday.
So we'll be back tomorrow. We have a 4-dayer. Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow against Brooklyn. Hopefully we win, but I don't think we will, unfortunately. Yeah, and hopefully Wiggins gets traded for Jared Allen.
We'll leave on that, I guess. Peace out, y'all. Right. Have a good one.